All right, you guys, we got another live stream. Please share, subscribe, hit that like button for me. Let's get into this video. Now, I want to talk to you guys. Chicago, the windy city, is in a situation where the people, the community, is facing a do or die situation. And the people in Chicago are very furious. The people are very burned with anger because over the Memorial, weekend, 58 people shot, 8 people killed. Now let's, dive into this. Bear with me as you guys come in here. Now, according to the Times, we are going to do it anyway. Trump says he intends to deploy troops into Chicago. Now, according to the reports, President Donald Trump says Tuesday that he will at some point deploy National Guards to Chicago in an effort to stem violence, crimes escalating, a confrontation with local officials who have warned him not to intervene. We're going in, Trump told reporters. An Oval Office, when asked if he had decided to send troops to the nation's third largest city. I didn't say when. The president's declaration followed days of a sharp, directed aim at Chicago and its Democrat leadership. In a strain of social media posts Tuesday, he described the city as the murder capital of the world, while insisting he could solve the crime problem fast, just like I did in DC. He cited shooting over the Labor Day weekend that left 8 people dead and a dozen more wounded. Now, Illinois governor, a Democrat, frequent Trump critics have rejected federal intervention and urged the White House to stay out of Chicago. I've been standing up to Trump, and I'm going to do everything I can to stop him from taking away people's rights and from using the military to invade states, he said Sunday on CBS Face the Nations. Shortly after the president's press conference, the governor addressed reports on Tuesday afternoon alongside Chicago Mayor Brian Johnson, who issued an executive order last week instructing local police not to cooperate with federal agents or troops if they are deployed. The confrontation highlights the limits of presidential authorities outside of Washington, D.C., where Trump set the National Guards in August in the District of Columbia. The president served as the commander-in-chief of the guards in Illinois. So it says, according to report, by contrast, the governors ordinarily control deployments, though Trump have argued that he can act unliterally. Legal experts predict the question will quickly end up in court as Trump follows through and deploy the military to Chicago. If the governors of Illinois will call me up, I would love to do it. Trump says now we are going to do anyway. We have the rights to do it. He added that he has an objection. So it says now, it says he have an obligation to protect his country, and that includes Baltimore. Now, it says governor in his own press conference shortly after, I'm aware that the president like to go on television and beg me to ask him for troops, he says. I find this extraordinarily strange as Chicago does now want troops on our streets. The administration have already faced challenges on similar efforts. A federal circuit court judge ruled on Tuesday that Trump deployed 4,000 National Guard troops and 700 Marines to Los Angeles earlier this summer, violating federal laws. Though the decision did not force the withdrawal of hundreds of Guard members still stationed in Los Angeles, the White House expected to appeal that decision. Chicago have long struggled with violent crimes, but city official notes that the problem is not as severe as Trump has stated. Homicides and shootings have declined this year, putting the city on the pace for its lowest homicide rank in a half century, according to police reports. It says still a violent Labor Day weekend gave Trump an opening. 2 weeks ago, that had 6 people murdered and 24 people hit by bullets, he says. Last week, 7 people died. Over the last 2 days, that was the crown jewel. They have, I guess, 9 or 10 killed and 50 hit with bullets. The president also boarded his criticism to include Baltimore and Los Angeles, both led by a Democrat, and subject that it could be next. Chicago is the worst and most dangerous city in the world, by far, he says in a social media post. Trump pointed to the ploy of his National Guard troops in Washington, D.C. as a blueprint for other cities. I'm very proud of Washington. It served as a template, and we are going to do it elsewhere, he says. Trump pointed to his deployment of National Guard troops in Washington, D.C. as a blueprint for other cities. He says in a statement, I am going to continue to enforce National Guards. Now, rumors is, this continue to circulate, there. Rumors are still deciphering, like Trump, a lot of people saying he's dying. A lot of people he's doing this because, his term is coming to a point. So he have to do the things that he have to do to, destroy hopes of American people. Now, this a few days ago, I had talked about this shooting that was going on in Colorado. A young black man, you know, actually he was in a federal car accident. And the police started to pursue. Man gets out his car and he walks. The police stopped him. And while the man back was turned, the police decided to shove the man and reach out for their pistol, shot this man 3 times. The man was so defenseless, and that led 30 officers on the scene. Now, you don't tell me that we have a problem here in the United States of America. You can't tell me that with all this police brutality, killing on black people here in America, you don't mean to tell me that we don't have a serious problem we see here? And now Trump, on the flip end, he's continued to deploy heavy militants, Marines, and, you know, this ain't got nothing to do with what they was talking about earlier about this terrorism that they was talking about how Iran was to invade America, but this is terrorism on American citizens. Now let's get to this live. Make sure you guys subscribe, share this live. Let's get to it.
So what we're doing is literally thousands of companies are coming into the U.S. Car companies, AI, but more traditionally car companies. We have so many car company factories under construction or being designed right now. And they're coming from China, they're coming from Mexico, I must add, they're coming from Canada, a lot of them coming from Canada. But they're coming into our country because they want to build here. And they want to build here for 2 reasons. Number 1, they like to be here. And number 2, the tariffs are protecting them. And number 3, they want to avoid paying tariffs. When they build their cars here, they don't have any tariffs to pay. When you build here, you don't have any tariffs. Go ahead.
In light of the awarding more than $100 billion to some trade organizations across the country to help them ramp up security, what's your vision for further protecting religious liberty across the country amid its needs of threat?
So religious liberty is so important, and we're talking about every religion now, and we're doing things on that nobody else has ever done. And we're going to be announcing, we're going to be having a big announcement in about 2 weeks on that question. Yeah, please.
Space Command, sir, are you concerned that people may not be willing to relocate from Colorado to Alabama?
No, I'm not worried. It will get somebody else. I mean, the problem with Colorado is they have a very corrupt voting system. Look, I have so many friends in Colorado. Anytime you have mail-in voting, you have corrupt elections. Very simple. It's very simple. Even Jimmy Carter said it with his commission. They set up a commission with Evans, Jackson, some people, highly regarded people. And they said the one thing, the finding was, if you have mail-in voting, you will have corrupt elections. Well, your radical left governor decided that he was going to have all mail-in voting in Colorado. Once you have all mail-in...
This don't surprise me that Trump is, you know what I mean, he knows what's going on with the voting over there in Colorado. The city of Chicago has a problem. Colorado have a problem with police killings. A young black man was in a federal, car accident. The young black man gets out of his vehicle and was approached by an officer. Now picture you in a fatal car accident. Officers start this pursuit, get the black man out of his car, push the young black man behind his back, fire his pistol. And then there were 30 officers that was on the scene, watching this thing go down, and there was hovering over the young black man that was already pronounced dead. While meanwhile, Trump is continuing to send these National Guards into Chicago. To my young black man, I want you to understand, because them little cap guns you've been using, your guns you've been using on each other, they come with a mind of their own, my brothers. And I've been saying it, that they come to slaughter. And a lot of communities is so furious. And this is a do or die situation. You know, this over that Labor Day weekend, 58 shots rang, 8 people was killed. Chicago has a problem. But how do we as a people, how do we fix the problems? How do we come up with a right solution to the problem? How can we find the right method? You know, rumors is surfing saying Trump is dying. This is what the people say. This is what their own people saying. At some point, a lot of people saying Trump, he really don't have long. This is what they say. So this is why the devil used tactics. He used these tactics. He's a manipulator. He's a deceiver. He's a dictator.
Really big in the first 4 years. Then it started to degenerate with what this Biden administration did. But we built it up to a level that I never thought we could be at this quickly. We're the hottest, we're the best financially. The money coming in is so big because of tariffs and other things, but because of tariff. Tariff gets us even those other things. Plus it gets us great negotiating. I settled 7 wars, and numerous of those wars were because of trade. And numerous of the trade deals that I made were because of tariffs. Gives you a great negotiating ability. If that ability were taken away from us by a liberal court acting on essentially foreign nations, asking to get help from the United States government, when they've been doing this.
But when I knew Trump stepped in office, 2016, when I knew that he had his supporters storm to that Capitol, that's when the moment I knew that white America, they don't believe in democracy. Don't you think for a second that they are destroying their own civilization? See, they've been talking about Iran, how we're going to get the invasion, how they were going to come to the United States and invade American citizens. It's not even Iran. It's not even foreign countries coming here doing all this to us. It's the president of the United States sending national militant, heavy Marines and police, and he still got Los Angeles pretty occupied. This ain't got nothing to do with this war with Israel and Gaza. They bypassed that, you guys. This is a war we got right here on our grounds, on our soil. Our war, I've been saying this with the U.S. governments. The issue that we've been having is with the U.S. governments. Use your discernment, because I'm telling you, they are here for one purpose. Why you think people are saying, well, Trump time is up? They will say he can go any second now. This is what the media is saying. It's not me saying this. I don't want y'all to shoot the messenger. But this is what I'm hearing from other YouTubers, other social media. Many people call Trump the Christ. Many people say, well, he's the Antichrist. You know what I mean? What was Trump at in the last week or so? A lot of people say Trump is really he's not in good health. So in other words, are he in good spirits? No, he's not even in good spirit. See, the country can never be said to be the white man on, but after, my brothers, after they have conquered, after they have, you know what I mean, came and conquered, after thieves came and conquered, took the land from the native Indians and started in 1776 when it comes to the constitutional laws, they wrote in their own declaration, not for any minority group of people, but for their people. Now, the people ready to yank my mouth out, ready to yank out my teeth if I talk like this. Most people will be saying, well, white people are good. The young generation is not growing because the young people we see live with violence and death. It's like America promote violence. They promote this kind of crap. It's like they advertise this kind of crap. There's killings throughout the streets, man. And you mean to tell me that Trump, by him sending National Guards into Chicago, Baltimore, Los Angeles, makes the crimes worse? It makes things very intense.
You think about flying distances, and you could save a half an hour as fast as some of these planes go and things go, and even the rockets go, if you can save by having the best location. So we went out, as you know, to experts, and we had 4 different groups of experts. They all said this was the best location. I also loved it from the standpoint, I know the people of Alabama, they are great people, work hard, and there's no games. They're very proud of it. And I would say they fought harder for it than anybody else. Also, a lot of states, 5 states really wanted it, but they wanted it more. And I kid you not when I say that these people, they spoke to me a lot. That's all they wanted to talk about. They didn't want to talk about the weather. They only wanted to talk about moving to this location, moving to Alabama, Huntsville in particular. So we're honored to do it. They really wanted it badly, and they got it. Peter?
How did you find out over the weekend that you were dead? You see that?
No.
People didn't see it for a couple days. 1.3 million user engagements as of Saturday morning about yours and mine.
Really? I didn't see that. You know, I have heard, it's sort of crazy, but last week I did numerous news conferences, all successful. They went very well, like this is going very well. And then I didn't do any for 2 days, and they said there must be something wrong with him. Biden wouldn't do them for months. You wouldn't see him. And nobody ever said there was ever anything wrong with him, and we know he wasn't in the greatest of shape. No, I heard that. I get reports. Now, you knew I did an interview that lasted for about an hour and a half with somebody. Everybody saw that was on one of your competitors. I did numerous shows and also did a number of truths, long truths, I think pretty poignant truths. No, I was very active over the weekend. They also knew I went out to visit some people at the club that I own pretty nearby on the Potomac River. And no, I've been very active actually over the weekend. I didn't hear that one. That's pretty serious stuff. Well, it's fake news. You know, it's so fake. That's why the media has so little credibility. I knew that you were saying, like, is he okay? How's he feeling? What's wrong? I said, I just left. And it's a longer weekend, you know, it's Labor Day weekend. So I would say a lot of people, no, I was very active this Labor Day. I had heard that, but I didn't hear it to that extent. Go ahead, Peter.
We know this country has a huge problem with school shootings. You said that you're open to sending the National Guard pretty much anywhere. Would you ever consider sending an armed National Guard to every?
Well, we have a big problem with school shooting, but we also have.
Now, you hear what Trump says. He said we have a big problem with school shootings. See, Trump is facing a hot, you know what I mean, a hot place right now. He's in a hot seat right now. Like evidently, he's facing a hot rock and a hard place. A hard rock and a hard place right now. Excuse me there. But he's facing some critical times that he can't even get himself out of. Many people thinking that he's deteriorating. They think he's declining at some point. You know, they don't know how long he's gonna have. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying this, you guys. Please don't get so offended when you hearing your president. You know what I mean? Going through, you know what I mean, mental, you know what I mean, illnesses, and you know what I mean. You're not hearing this from me. You know what I mean? But he's facing a hot place right now. He's in a hot seat right now. He's facing a hard rock and a hard place right now. And you know, it's like all the things Trump has decided what he's going to do is backfire. Now, I've been saying this, you know what I mean, because now things is going in effect, you guys, already. You know what I mean? Already, if you already thinking that you are going to get your last, you know what I mean, food stamp benefits and things like that, things is already getting into effect. In other words, things is starting to wind down. So, you know, not to surprise me, guys, to see this man, how long he has, you know what I mean, regarding his health issue and things like that. You know what I mean? Nothing will surprise me. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people saying that he's dying. He's just basically on stage, just like you put a robot. Excuse me. You put a robot, you know what I mean, animal or anything up that can't speak back or hardly can communicate. It's like we had Joe Biden. Joe Biden was like, you have to use. Basically, Joe Biden wasn't here with us. I really don't know. You know, to be honest with you, I really don't know what Trump has in common. But I do know that Trump has a lot of things on, you know what I mean, American people. This become our fight, man. This thing right here becomes our fight. We actually thought, you know, America, you know what I mean, they actually game played us, in other words. We actually thought that those people that was going to come in the Middle East, like Iran, and those people, you know what I mean, going to come here to invade us. Now, this is a fight, you guys, that I told you guys long ago about how they were going to declare martial law, bring martial law, you know what I mean, bringing this revolutionary back in the days of Hitler. Now this kind of like worse than the Hitler time. No, but they are bringing this martial law and they putting it right in your face. In other words, this is what Trump wants. He wants to set ground for a new world order. This is grounds, you guys. This is grounds, he said.
The way the Olympics is not coming to Los Angeles. If we didn't do that, and even the sheriff, the top law enforcement person in Los Angeles said we could not have handled it without them. So that's what he said. Well, we're going in. I didn't say when, we're going in. When you lose, look, I have an obligation. This isn't a political thing. I have an obligation. When 20 people are killed over the last 2.5 weeks, and 75 are shot, bullets, So let me tell you a little story about a place called D.C., District of Columbia, right here where we are. It's now a safe zone. We have no crime. It's in such great shape. You can go and actually walk with your children, your wife, your husband. You can walk right down the middle of the street. You're not going to be shot, Peter. You're safe. Everyone likes you anyway. They probably wouldn't do it. But it's so dangerous. And there are people in this audience that
You know, fuck Trump. Fuck his colleagues. Fuck Trump. Ain't nowhere you go safe nowadays. Fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck him. Yeah, I said it. And I had to say it like that. Ain't nowhere you go today will be safe. Colorado have a big problem. Not this on their election, not this on their votings over there. You know what I mean? Colorado has a problem. Colorado Police Department has a problem. You know what I mean? Here we have a young man that was in a fatal car accident. And I just got to bring this back up, man, because this was a real senseless, hateful crime. Police brutality on black people in America. It's like, enough is enough. Fuck Trump. You know what I mean? I hope he sit and rot. You know what I mean? I hope he rot for all the things he did. And this, you know what I mean? This is just how I feel, because there's a lot of people feel this way too. I hope he rot. I hope he be bedridden at some point, and we can just reset. Start this back over. We want to start new. We're tired of bullshit. We're tired of this game playing. You know what I mean? I don't know, to be honest with y'all. I don't know if Trump here with us. Like I said about, you know what I mean? Trump could be a fucking robot. You know what I mean? For all I care, he can have batteries already, you know what I mean, included in his back. You know what I mean? For all I care, man. But like I said, man, Trump is a dirty person, man. He don't have no sympathy. He don't, you know what I mean? Trump, he has a temper, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? If he don't get his way, y'all, at the end of the day, he's gonna allow a lot of us suffer. He has a tantrum. And we all know, we all see from his body, his movement, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, man, you know what I mean? If a man was just to die today or tomorrow, it wouldn't even worry. I wouldn't have to, man, just be a new day. A new day. I wouldn't have to worry about what his next move and his next steps would be. You know what I mean? It's like everybody wants this man to be deceased, man. For all the wrong America done, you know what I mean, to the American people, for all the things that they've been held on, I just pray. I pray something happen, because enough is enough. I'm just tired of, when it comes to whites, if y'all don't have a good mind for American people, if we can't end racism, if we can't end this stuff where we feel as though we not treated the same way, and we can't fix the problem, we can't fix the solution with police, is still, we still see police brutality shootings on blacks. Still, that becomes a political issue today. That becomes a real serious political issue we have. So nothing to get straightened out. God's going to come, and you're going to see every bit of his wrath. You're going to see every bit of chastisement he's going to bring on this world. Now, how much merciful he's going to be. Because we can all say he's loving. We can all say he's forgiving. We can all say that. But at the end of the day, there has to be some kind of you know, accountability. You gotta be held for your own actions. So there's gotta be some kind of consequence. You gotta be held for your accountability.
So the street was, by the way, one of the biggest human beings I've ever seen, which is her husband. He was a football player for like 11 years in the NFL. He's a big person. But big doesn't mean anything when they have guns, when they have knives and everything else that they have, right? But you can walk right down the street, even by yourself, and you're totally safe. Washington, D.C. is a great thing. Yes, ma'am, please. So Mayor Bowers has been great. She could have taken the thing well, and then after I clean it up, they'll take credit for it. You know what they do is they take credit. Like, we cleaned up Los Angeles. We did a great job there. And it was overwhelming what was going on. And again, the police chief made a statement that we could not have done, there's no way they could handle it. You saw what was happening out there. It was going to be a disaster. We stopped it cold. If we didn't do that, it would have been a very sad day. And you know, remember, we have the Olympics, we have the World Cup, we have all these things coming, and we have 250. All of these things come. But I watched Newsom get up and say he's doing a great. He's not. We're the ones that did it, and that's okay. Whatever it takes. But the main thing is we. But he got up and said we did it. Well, he didn't want us there, and he's going to need us again because it's starting to form again. I see it. It's starting to form again. You know, we have to maintain. It's like maintenance.
You guys, white America needs us. We don't need them. We don't need them for nothing. All our life, yeah, we had to depend on the government to take care of us. A lot of us depend on government assistance. You know what I mean? But the thing of it is, you guys, I want to say, you know what I mean? A brother of mine's, he lost his job. He says that a lot of people in the South, they are sending a lot of massive layoffs in the South. So no matter if we had half American people had relied on government assistance, they didn't just take that away. Now you get a couple of people. Some people agree on, yeah, they should take public assistance away. But where happens to those people that got laid off from their job? What happens if you lose your job today? See, that's the big picture we ain't looking at, man. Millions of Americans depends on government assistance. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong getting, you know what I mean, free assistance. You can't, in other words, you guys, you can't make it in this world. You know, why you think when it comes to Hispanics, man, Hispanics, they got six, 9, 10 people in their home. And all of them working. And all of them, they don't mind putting money together. They don't mind, you know what I mean, helping each other out. You know, that's what black people have to start waking up and seeing, that not only we need each other, but we got to learn how to work with each other in a critical time like this. You know, man, it's just so much they doing, you guys, that we ain't seeing. So much. If you look at these bills, these what's inside, it's so much that they continue to put. And I told you what's going to happen is already getting into effect. You see, that's why we see a whole ride of chaos. This is to start chaos. This if you don't learn how to control your anger and control yourself, you're gonna just be out there. Because people out there losing it. They losing it. Losing their minds. All hell's gonna break out, y'all. See, when you start to poke out the bear poke back, that's what he do. He wants you to poke. Because now they getting permission to shoot and kill. Ask a question later. Ask us a question later. We not concerned if you asking questions now, but ask them later on.
And so,
Looks like this is on the 15th side. Right here.
that windows are still. Those windows are. They're all sealed. You can't open. It's the kind of thing they do. One of the problems we have with AI, it's both good and bad. If something happens really bad, just blame AI. But also they create things, you know, it works both ways. If something happens that's really bad, maybe I'll have to just blame AI. But there's truth to it because I see so many phony things. I saw something as I was
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. This country will always continue to be messy. You know, when Biden stepped in, man, you know what I mean, I have to say this. I have to say this to you guys, man. When I was working and I got, you know what I mean, I got my income tax. I did my exemption for my tax. I got back my tax. The moment that Trump stepped in, they intercept my tax due to child support. And see, I paid, you know what I mean, I was paying child support then, but I was overdue my child support even when we had the Biden administration, man. So Biden didn't push, you know what I mean, Biden allowed people were still getting their tax monies, man. When the moment Trump stepped in, man, the moment that they started, you know what I mean, starting to say IRS got to collect, you know what I mean, people that's overdue with child support. Now, still to this day, I don't agree with this child support shit because there's something. It's just, to me, brothers and sisters, it's something that just to continue to keep us enslaved. I mean, why do the fuck the government have to be in our business? You know what I mean? It always be where a man is always, they always think a man don't take care of his kid, man. I believe to some point, man, you got good mans out here who take care of their kids, man. You know what I mean? And still to this point, I could never find a solution to the problem. Why will the government, why will these people will be in, you know what I mean, these people business, man. This why. They didn't took enough from black American people. These thieves then took enough. They didn't rob and took, now they declaring for us to pay child support when it's due. You know when they called me, they send me a text message. I told them, man, made me call them. I got real rude. I'm like, y'all can take that shit and shove it where the sun don't shine. You know what I mean? I mean that, man. Y'all can take that little, you know what I mean, that little monthly, you know what I mean, overdue that I'm due to pay $18,000. Y'all can take that and shove it right in your rear end where the sun don't shine. Shove it right in your asshole, because you're not going to get a fucking dime from me.
growing up, but he's coming in. So if you took away tariffs, we could end up being a third world country. That's how big the ruling. So we're asking for an expedited ruling. have 60 votes. We don't have 60 votes. I'd love to do that. Oh, if we had 60 senators, if we got the 60 votes, we would get them. But we need 60 votes, and we need, a certain number in the House. I think we'd get, I don't know, we have about 5 of them here. Without tariffs, we're a different country. We have taken in so much money, and here's the thing. We signed a deal with Japan. They're paying us hundreds of millions of dollars. We signed a deal with South Korea. We signed a deal with the European Union. We signed a deal with Europe. And
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I agree, my brother, man. Man, this thing, $80K a child support, man, they can shut that shit right in their ass where the sun don't shine, man. For real, for real. That's how I feel about the whole thing. They can, look, man, I tell them every time, lose my fucking number. Don't text me no more about this shit. Y'all are thieves. I mean, thieves. Y'all not getting a motherfucking dime from me. I'm gonna tell y'all, man, when I got my check from Street James, right, when I got 7,000 from Street James, you know what I went to? Man, I went to the headquarters, man. I wasn't risking to get my check to have them hold it and then tell me, well, we gotta hold on you because we have to garnish. Man, ain't nobody garnishing my shit. I went straight up to the headquarters. I went to Burbank. I went to their office. I went into their office, had them cash that check. Because when my income tax checks got intercepted, I didn't see that shit, nigga. When they send my when they look, man, when they send my motherfucking settlement check, you know what I mean, they run the doorbell. You know what I mean? And I signed, nigga, told myself, I called my baby mama, hey man, we going straight to Burbank. We're gonna cash this shit up there. Cause they ain't gonna put no hold in my shit. You know what I mean? Fuck these governments. Fuck Trump and them, man. That's straight up, man. Straight up. Fuck that white hunky ass motherfucking bastard. And they're gonna die one day. You're gonna die one day. And it's gonna all catch up. Yeah, fuck Trump and whoever with him. Go and die with him. Oh, I care. Cause see, I don't, look, man, I'm not here, you know what I mean, to encourage this crap. Most of you guys love this motherfucker. But y'all don't give a fuck when y'all start seeing things hit the fan and shit, man. Don't come to us, man. I don't want nobody coming. See, even white folks, even white social media people that don't really like this motherfucker. White folks that I visit on their social media talks about this dude. They can't stand him. They can't stand this motherfucker. Their own people. They seen the flip side of things, man. They can't stand this bastard. I can't stand him either. I hope this motherfucker rot. I hope he gets somewhere in a hole, rot like a fucking big ass, fat ass rat he is. I hope he fucking rot, man. That's how I feel. You fat rat bastard.
What's your vision for further protecting religious liberty across the country amid incidents of threats?
So religious liberty is so important, and we're talking about every religion now, and we're doing things on that nobody else has ever done, and we're going to be announcing, we're going to be having a big announcement in about 2 weeks on that question. Yeah, please.
Sir, are you concerned that people may not be willing to relocate from Colorado to Alabama?
No, I'm not worried. It'll get somebody else. I mean, the problem with Colorado is they have a very corrupt voting system. Look, I have so many friends in Colorado. Anytime you have mail-in voting, you have corrupt elections. Very simple. It's very simple. Even
Not only Colorado has bad voting. Have you checked out Colorado Police Department? Man, fuck these white folks, man. Fuck their police department. They never see. Why will we be quick to pick up a phone, call 911. You got these black folks, these Uncle Toms, these white man bootlickers, sissy pies. Yes, I'm going all there. I'm going there. I'm going there. Yes, you got these Uncle Tom motherfuckers will cater on to the enemy. This still going on today, man. Because not only that I seen there was a young black man in Florida, and this was a while ago, was stopped at a traffic stop. Police shattered his windows, punched the man right in his fucking face. And then you got a sorry ass police head of probably, he's probably one of the head of the chief, black dude, talking about, oh nah, we ain't gonna agree what you saying. And people are arguing saying how he was stopped at this traffic stop. He ain't done nothing. You got black Uncle Tom, sissy pie, black folks that was sell themselves. We call these people sellouts. Uncle Tom, white man bootlickers, sissy pies. Yeah, I'm going there. I'm going all in. I'm going all in today. See, I don't get paid for you two talking like this. I really don't give a damn. Because YouTube don't pay me for speaking like this. So you can't get paid speaking like this, man. But you can get paid talking other things that is irrelevant. I'm gonna talk something that's irrelevant. I like talking like this because I like talking life. I like telling the world what's really going on with these people, man. And what God came to do, man. This man is holding on to his dictatorship till he's finally right. Till he finally right. Don't come crying. I want nobody crying, because even their own people seeing this motherfucker going right at some point. Some point, just like you seen Judas, his whole intestines split out. This man's intestines going to bleed out. It's going to burst. Why would the censor have a prediction of Trump dying? Come on, man. Because he's a conniving motherfucker. A liar, a dictator. Conniving motherfucker.
In the first 4 years, then it started to degenerate with what this Biden administration did. But we built it up to a level that I never thought we could be at this quickly. We're the hottest, we're the best financially. The money coming in is so big because of tariffs and other things, but because of tariff. Tariff gets us even those other things. Plus it gets us great negotiating. I settled 7 wars, and numerous of those wars were because of trade. And numerous of the trade deals that I made were because of tariffs. It gives you a great negotiating ability. If that ability were taken away from us by a liberal court acting on essentially foreign nations, asking to get help from the United States government, when they've been doing this to us for 40 years, that's why we have $38 trillion in debt. We won't have it for long if they let us, if they allow us to do what everybody knows we should be able to do. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, another Biden-era action that you're now reversing is that you signed a bill last week to make federal buildings adopt and embrace classical architecture styles again. Can you talk to us about why you do that, and also what's your vision?
Well, we want to see beautiful buildings. Now, it's in the eye of the beholder. I've seen architectural reviews over the years. I'm an expert at it. I've gotten a lot of great reviews. But I've seen buildings that I didn't think were very good get great reviews, and I've seen great buildings get bad reviews. So, but it's just a standard. We want to have a good standard. We're building something here. For 150 years they wanted a ballroom at the White House. We're doing something at the highest level using great architect.
Look, for all I care, man, look what he's doing when it comes to the history of black slavery here in America. Look what he's doing with that. Erasing like it don't like the history don't. It's like they're trying to erase it, like it don't exist no more. But every year we go through history. Every year we go through seeing history repeat itself. We go through police brutality, police killing on black folks every year, man. Every year they can't just think about it. They can't get a year to rest on the shit. Every year, man. Every year, no matter it don't matter. After 4 whole years, we get president running in office. In them 4 years, what have the parties done? What have Democrats, Republicans done? These last centuries for the black man here in America, for your freedom, you know what I mean, your justice and equality. The white man, you know what I mean, the white man haven't done nothing for us. That's the reason why these white folks, they understand more that black people are chosen people here. They are so raged, they are so furious of what's coming on their people that now they gotta, it's either they gotta stand up for what is right and stand up on it. And a lot of those that's standing up on the truth, you know what I mean, I got much respect to you. Because at the end of the day, you know what I mean, your hurt is my hurt, man. Your pain is my pain. And that's why I love these white folks that stand up and speak truth, man. And speak this real. I mean, I was looking at a young 8-year-old talking about how America is going to collapse. He's talking about Trump. They was talking about Trump will be the last president. They was talking about how Trump will be the Antichrist. Many people think he's the Christ, the coming Christ. All these things. They was thinking about it. Some people talk about Trump will make America great again. But I'm here to say, how long do you think we got for America to start to unravel, start to unfold? How long do we think we got? Because these pledges are here. These pledges that we see are fueling. We are seeing it fueling to the last dread. Things are boiling up here. Look at the earthquakes now. Look at the storms. Look at the early, you know what I mean, monsoon season. Look at the atmospheric river. Look at these things. See, you ain't seen nothing yet. See, look, you know what I mean, over there in Dubai. See, you can get a big pig foot. You can run and hide. But you don't think that God wants to go anywhere he please to make an example of you?
So, point, I know the people of Alabama, they are great people, work hard, there's no games. They're very proud of it. And I would say they fought harder for it than anybody else. So a lot of states, 5 states really wanted it. But they wanted it more. And I kid you not when I say that these people, they spoke to me a lot. That's all they wanted to talk about. They didn't want to talk about the weather. They only wanted to talk about moving to this location, moving to Alabama, Huntsville in particular. So we're honored to do it. They really wanted it badly, and they got it. Peter?
How did you find out over the weekend that you were dead? You see that?
No.
People didn't see it for a couple days. 1.3 million user engagements as of Saturday morning about your demise.
Really? I didn't see that. You know, I have heard, it's sort of crazy, but last week I did numerous news conferences, all successful. They went very well, like this is going very well. And then I didn't do any for 2 days, and they said there must be something wrong with him. Biden wouldn't do them for months. You wouldn't see him. and nobody ever said there was ever anything wrong with him, and we know he wasn't in the greatest of shape. No, I heard that. I get reports. Now, you knew I did an interview that lasted for about an hour and a half with somebody. Everybody saw that was on one of your competitors. I did numerous shows and also did a number of truths, long truths, I think pretty poignant truths. No, I was very active over the weekend. They also knew I went out to visit some people at the club that I own pretty nearby on the Potomac River. And no, I've been very active actually over the weekend. I didn't hear that one. That's pretty serious stuff. Well, it's fake news. You know, it's so fake. That's why the media has so little credibility. I knew that you were saying like, is he okay? How's he feeling? What's wrong? I said, and it's also sort of a longer weekend, you know, it's Labor Day weekend. So I would say a lot of people know I was very active this Labor Day. I had heard that, but I didn't hear it to that extent. Go ahead, Peter.
We know this country has a huge problem with school shootings. You said that you were open to sending the National Guard pretty much anywhere. Would you ever consider sending an armed National Guardsman every school?
Well, we have a big problem with school shooting, but we also have thousands and thousands.
He's saying, yeah, he said we got problems with the school shootings. Now why do we have problem with the school shootings? Why? It's because you're trying to stop funds, and people don't want this white man's educational system. See, it's a new world people want. So you see, in a madness, they are destroying educational systems. You see school shootings. Now you start seeing, you know what I mean. A lot of these schools going to be burnt down because the children's they're going to be fed up. They're going to be burning the schools down. Teachers going to be in great danger. Like you see the bomb threat that was happening at Arizona school. I'm expecting to see more of these crimes that's happening in the United States. Now, even America has problem with the hijack stick up of planes because America, she knows that she's going to be more than she's going to she is going to be expecting. You're going to see hijacks these stick up of planes that people are doing. It's the people that's coming here to the United States, right? They are hijackers. In other words, they hijacking these planes. They tampering with these planes. That's why in the very beginning of this year you had a lot of plane crashes because America they're going to be afraid to put a stop to the hijack because they're going to be more hijacks than they leave. Yeah, we can talk about these guns because the guns, look, they put it in the hands in the streets. They put the guns in the community. That's why we see this lawless acts. They're not planning to ban guns. You know what I mean? You know when they brought the gun that Second Amendment right when they brought in the gun control, man, you can purchase a gun. A lot of people going to Arizona buying their guns. You can get a gun without having showing no ID. Come on, man. Just think how many people buying it. Some people buying by the boat. Yeah, they're not. But look, there was even two lawmakers. Tennessee, there was these black two lawmakers was expelled because just the crime by itself was going outrage people. It's not just black on black shooting. We had massacre shootings. We had these hateful crimes, white shootings, man. Where you get a white man armed with a rifle go into a convenience store and shoot up the place. You remember there was this old man went into I don't know, Best Buy, somewhere, one of those grocery stores. Then they had their they trained their young kids. You remember the movie theater shooting? You remember the Buffalo shootings? They trained their young mans. But look, man, just think about if that was black folk going to the South, we go to we you know what I mean, we go to the white man market, yeah, and they be quick to sell you a gun. But you see today, white folks ought to be careful because how you would use that gun, they will think and say to themselves, we ought to be careful. You know what I mean? Because they not see in the South, they're not quick. You know what I mean? They're not. You know what I mean? They're not quick to get rid of you. See. They will get rid of you if they want to get rid of you. They'll get rid of you. You know what I mean? If they want you gone, just think they got police officers to do the dirty job. Well, it definitely got it. You know what I mean? I say like this. It definitely has something to do with what we look like, man. Y'all ain't saw that Colorado, that young. It was a young black man. He was in a fatal, you know what I mean, accident. He was stopped by police. He was forced to get out of his car, and once he got out, officers started approaching. And once he turned his back, the officers shoved him and reached for his pistol and shot the man 3 times, man. Shot him in the back of his head. And more officers was called out on the scene. 30 officers on the scene hovering over this young black man, man. I have a problem when I see that, man. They're not, see, these police officers, you know what I mean, they was never here for us. They was never here to, quit calling the police. What the fuck we gonna call the police for, man? Quit calling these motherfuckers, man. If they got bad intentions, man. Well, when we look at police brutality, shootings on Black American people here in America, that's become a political issue. That become a political issue that are you know what I mean, that our political leaders have to look into. You know what I mean? That because when we see more of that, when we see more of that's happening, and that's not being discussed, that's become a political issue we have. Look, man. Black people, I don't care, man. If you're a black American people in the United States, you don't stand a chance. Don't see. We gotta use our discernment, fam. We can't see. So long as we out in the woods and out in the wooded areas, we targets, man. We targets, man. You know what I mean? We targets, man. Man. I thought I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to y'all. I thought racism didn't even exist. Be honest with you. I thought a lot of white people was good. But when I seen into the South how they did people in the South, I can imagine what these people go through. I always thought that damn there has to be a damn motive for everything, but it's normally it don't necessarily have to be a motive. They license it. It's just they license to kill. Caucasian people. If you was in Europe, you was a hunter. See, Europe was a place where it was reckoned. Even when Moses brought these savage white people out of their savage cage life. See, Moses brought these people and put them on the road of conquest. Yeah, we know these savage white folks come out of Europe, man, and make themselves here. See, America, see one thing about America, America offers the most lewdness of character to come here. They'll offer China, Japan, a free room and board to come to the United. Yes. But make it hard for, make it hard for black people. See, we only here for labor. They only use us for labor, cheap labor purpose. See, you only here for a fucking job. You got people today would sell themselves, today into the industry world. You can't see Satan can't give me nothing I don't want. Nothing you can give me I don't want. Cause I don't want it. The funny thing is, you guys, I gotta say this, that I was offered invites to Hollywood matching parties, to these red carpets and all this. They wanted me to sign this contract. I don't, I don't get down that, man. All these young, artists, in the rap culture, man. Just think about how many of those guys today. Cause a few of them you see are keeping status. Yeah, they gotta, they gotta go back into the rooms, man. They gotta go back into the rooms, man. To see this higher level to this, man. You gotta spread your ass cheeks, man. Yes, you gotta spread your ass cheeks. But if you're a gangster coming in, oh, they get rid of black folks. White folks send black people to turn on each other, man. They've been doing that. They've been doing that. Now they doing, they send out these RICO indictments, man. See, you can't make this kind of stuff up. I don't want nothing this enemy gonna give me. You know what I mean? Because all we is as people, as black people, we targets. We targets. Don't sell your gift in this day and time. See the religion of Christianity that America has here, because they got all these religious of the most ignorant faiths here. So you got a Saint John, Saint Timothy. You got an Apostolic Church. You got a Hindu. You got a Buddhist. You got all these American religion. Of this Christianity, and you mean to tell me I can walk a couple of blocks and not walk into a door of a church? If he's not the author of confusion. See, you gotta declare yourself to be a Muslim here, and see how much this wicked devil will give you. Because he would tell you, I'll give it to you if you preach that we are not devils. See, remember what Jesus says, all these things he would give you, man, if you bow down. See, there's a lot of our black people sellouts, man. Because they cater to the white folks. They cater to white people all this time, man. Been the pacified, been the sissy pies, been the white man bootlicker. You know what I mean? Been the white man butt licker. See, I don't see, look, man, when you speak like this, man, I like speaking like this. You can't see YouTube. Say I don't care how YouTube flag this at the end of the day. I give a damn because I haven't got my first check from this YouTube shit. I haven't even made my first threshold. And I don't care. I don't look. See, a lot of people look for a lot of money you can make on YouTube. I've been hearing that crap for a long time. I won't be surprised if Trump put these tariffs, on some of YouTube content creators, man. See, I know real content creators when I know one that had a channel blocked. I know real ones that been dismonetized. For some reason they ain't gonna dismonetize me, because what comes out this big mouth of mine is truth. I'm not afraid to use it. I'm not afraid to die for truth. You know what I mean? When you are a chosen person here, and when you speak for the people, I don't care what it is. As long as truth come out my mouth at the end of the day, as long as I can reach my viewers, my people, that's all I'm gonna say. I don't give a fuck what the enemy thinks, what he feels. They can die all I care, because that's what God is gonna send them. See, hell is a appointed place, man. And that's a hell where it talks about in Revelation, death of Hades. Death, you will go into the lake of fire. Now let's go.
Us in a position like no country is anywhere in the world that they'd like to see us that taken away. By the way, a lot of the people behind that lawsuit, that particular, are from foreign countries. I might add.
There's a video that is circulating online now.
No disrespect to the brother that's coming, man. I know who I am. I'm a real black man here in America, and I'm not going to accept none of these things these people doing. If you don't see for a second what they doing, if you not a foot, you know what I mean, ahead of these motherfuckers, you just gotta be a dumb motherfucker. That's all I want to say. You gotta be a stupid motherfucker not to know what their plans is, what their agenda are. You just gotta be a silly, dumb motherfucker. Now, a lot of people that I know, you know what I mean, that I visit, saying that this man's gonna die, man. He's gonna rot. I mean, you got a lot of people making these videos, man. So evidently, it's gotta be true. It's gotta be true. Trump is in an unhealthy situation, man. This throwing the fucking towel, man. You know what I mean? Throwing the fucking towel. But a lot of people say, this is some, man, this is some hatred stuff, man. I can't stand it, man. I be trying to support the young brother, man. You know, I be trying to visit him and support the young man, man. But man, this is some hateful saying, man. But you know what, man? A man weep what he sow. I don't give a damn, man.
Till now, I said, who did that? It was AI generated. So it's a little bit scary, to be honest with you. But those windows are all very heavily sealed.
So that's what I'm trying to follow up with what you're saying regarding that federal appellate court that ruled against you and your administration as it relates to your ability.
Well, they ruled against our country, the court, and they ruled against us before. It's a very liberal court. Well, it certainly is. It certainly is. Well, except that we actually got one of the Obama judges that was appointed by President Obama voted in favor of the tariffs because he felt it was imperative for our country to thrive and survive even. And I gave him credit. I said, you know what? That took a lot of courage from him to do it because you don't see that often.
White America, we seen in centuries. This is not a mystery. We seen in century how white America, you know what I mean, thrives on hateful crimes, on police brutality. They thrive on it. They thrive on it. But you know what? The people going to feel the effect. The people going to feel the chastisement. See, in 1930, in Mississippi, during the lynching days and all that, America had that flood that was going on in Mississippi. People's house was just underwater. People's house was swept away. God is doing that today. A lot of people think, oh, this is a once-in-a-lifetime event, man. God is doing these things today, man. Plain to this day. Oh yeah, man. Civil war is bound to come. I told people. I always tell people, man. Look, when we have the Civil War, that's see. We are in the days of the Great Depression, the Great Commodity days, as they had it back in 1971. When gas price was high, I'm expecting that to come, man. All these things gonna come, man. Let's think about, man, America. This is about having sovereignty. Russia won a sovereign union. This is about population control, man. You know, this is about hitting the reset button, you know what I mean, and having population control, man. A lot of people don't see Trump making it to the end of this year, man. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot me. Don't hate me for speaking like this. I can't help but tell you this. Many people think that this man is not going to make it. Most of you probably say, well, now, let's pray that it don't happen. Trump. Man, y'all don't see what this man is doing? People yelling Trump. But y'all don't see no change. You don't see nothing happen. But massive layoffs. There's massive layoffs. People going through layoffs, man. And whatever it is in this beautiful bill, I'm sure going to see if, you know what I mean, if I'm going to have some funds. Are they going to put some food stamp on my card, man? Because look, man, just think about how many American people live on public assistance, live on these things, man. You know, I want to say this to you guys, man. The job that I was working, if I was to live on my own, don't you know I wouldn't make it on my own? If I was, the job that I was working, and they didn't, it wasn't like I got a full check, man. I seen people get paid at the job that I was working with, these people getting paid $800-900. But when they want to take the child support from you, right? They made my check where, I'm gonna say it like this. It's not enough for me to live on. It wouldn't be enough. The money that they was giving me would be enough to pay a light bill. You know what I mean? Take the rest to go out to eat. You know, it won't be enough for me to pay rent. Just think about some of us will have to say paycheck to paycheck. Just to, you know, just to catch up. Man, like I said, man, I'm reading some of you guys' comments. That's why I had paused a little bit. But Black America don't have a permanent place. Now white folks seeing the same picture, man. You in the same token, man. You in the same token. That flood, the flooding that we seeing that's happening, man, that's sweeping people's homes. And look, y'all, they are getting the same treatment. You wonder why the nation outraged, because these insurance companies, they can't look, man. You'd be surprised what they give, because something's, like I always say, something's better than anything. But people that's lost their homes, I mean, we looking at 200,000, you know what I mean, dollar homes, 150, you know what I mean, $1,000 homes. People are losing, and insurance companies is giving out 15, 20,000. That's not even enough, man. That's not even enough, man. Some people will probably have to start from having an apartment. That's not enough, man. I've been telling you about FEMA. You know what I mean? How Trump is saying that, well, this the last of FEMA. But man, look what's happening. I want y'all to look what's happening. You know what I mean? Esau, the descendant of the Caucasian people, are being cursed. Because when you look at the Bible, we have Malachi, and Malachi 1, chapter 4. The descendants of the Edomites says, we will rebuild the ruin. This is what they said. With the help of FEMA, we're going to rebuild. We're going to continue to, we're going to continue to rebuild all over again. We're going to just continue to build all the way up again. And this is what the Lord hosts. I want y'all to listen to what the Lord host says. They may build, but I will demolish. And you shall see this with your own eyes that says, great is the Lord beyond the border of Israel. You see, when the son honor his father, when a master, slave honor his master. See, if God was the father, where's the honor? If he's the master, where's the respect? See, it is you, white America, who God is after. Now, we're going to keep this thing real. I'm not going to sugarcoat. It is you, white America, God is after for your evil doing. America got so much blood on their hands that it's a damn shame, man. I don't think anyone should have sympathy. Because when God comes to strike, see, this is why you should be concerned. Because these earthquakes is on their way. You feeling the ground shaking about every other day where you at. No matter where you at, what part of the United States you at, we are feeling the ground shaking under our feet, man. And you don't think these earthquakes on their way to cause mega tsunamis to hit? It's happening. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So how long do you think you got? Yeah, your mama ain't pick up the Bible. Your mama should have birthed you. I can walk and demonstrate what God's going to do to this wicked people, to this wicked white nation. I can, and when it happens, I don't want you to come to my page and apologize or comment, because I don't need you for that. But for those that listening and paying attention and comprehend, and just comprehend what I'm saying and understanding, where I'm coming from, it's going to be those that have ears. See, Isaiah says, all day long I stuck out my arm to a disobedient people. See, right here, all day, I turn on my life to a hard-head, stiff-necked, rebellious people. I don't want you coming back on my channel watching this video again. Because I would say, go fuck yourself. Go stick your finger where the sun don't shine. Because, it's for those people that don't want hear this message, go about their business. But to those that's on, to those that want to hear it, it's going to sooner happen. America is going to feel every pain, every chastisement, pain. She haven't been delivered. See, the thing is, she haven't been saved. She haven't been delivered over, man. She's going to get every punishment she deserves, man. I know I'm a victim. But look, you know how silly some white people will say, well, if God's gonna kill us, then we all gonna die. Look, man, don't be so stupid. There's a heaven, there's a hell. Choose this day what God you're gonna serve. Are you gonna serve the God of righteousness, freedom, justice, and equality? Or are we gonna serve that old wicked false God that America is bringing all these people to? Her most religious or the most ignorant face she has. People say I'm a Christian. See, you can be a homosexual to be a Christian. You can be a heterosexual. You can be gay. You can be a lesbian. You can be a transvestite for all I care. But you mean to tell me I can be those things and be a Christian? But no, if you was to be a Muslim, you can't do those things. You can't practice those things. See that kind of religion I don't want, man. I don't want a religion that you could be a homosexual and go into a door of a church and go to a homosexual party last night and go to church Sunday morning. I don't want that kind of religion. That's the American religion for you. And Catholics, you know what I mean? Catholics, Mormons, they know worse. All pedophile molesters, sex predators. I mean, no matter, man, no matter if you in this kind of religion, if you're see, it's either you're gonna be a Catholicism or a Protestant. These people, see, that's exactly. That's the Jewish propaganda. If you're in those things, you're gonna end up working on rituals, blood sacrifice. Come on, man, that kind of religion I don't want. You can't turn me into those kind of religion that you are in. And see, as a Muslim, see, I know never will a Jew nor a Christian be satisfied unless you study their form of religion. They ain't gonna be satisfied with you, man. I'm a Muslim. You know what I mean? You think, you know what I mean, to get into Africa, you know what I mean? You think the African's gonna want you if you are a Christian? Hell no, they ain't gonna want you if you're a Christian. To get to Africa, you gotta be a Muslim today. Man, if you are tuning in, if you don't know what I'm talking about, shut the hell up, man. Just listen. Because evidently you know what I mean, you wasn't on the live then. You're not hearing what's going on. But like I said, man, we are getting into another subject here. But like I said, man, white America, they don't have a permanent future for you. They don't have look, man. When this thing, when things hit the fan, why you think white America don't have a permanent place for themselves now? Now I can walk with you with this Bible, but prove that I'm a liar. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 2:19. The people will flee to the cage and the ground from the fearful presence of the Lord and the splendor of his majesty when he comes to rise the earth. Earthquakes is coming, man. And it's nothing these people can do, man. I hate to sound like this. I hate to be the one to tell you. They're on their way here, man. The tsunamis, man, come on. They're on their way here, man. The return of the Anunnakis, they're not pleased, man. You think they pleased why they have to come and stuff? They're not pleased. They're not the return of the Anunnakis, you guys, they're not pleased, y'all. A lot of these scientists don't know what's coming. They think that they've seen these meteorites, these asteroids, you know what I mean? A piece of spacecraft coming. They don't know what's approaching, man. That's why they are raged. They so furious, man. Because their time of ruling power is up, man. It's up. And I'm gonna be the one to tell you. The time of ruling powers is up. They gotta hang it up now. There's no more going back to the drawing board. There's no more of that, man. It's destruction. Now you're gonna see destruction. Now you're gonna see God's wrath. God ain't playing with these folks, man. Black people today should be fed up with white people, man. We should be fed up. See, if we go like especially into their schools and their educational system, man, come on, man. When I've been in college, I've been a slave to the educational system, but I did it where I manipulate the education. I manipulate their own educational system. Yeah, I was getting all these grants, right? I was at one point I was just going to school at some point, but I was getting these grants though. And at some point when I didn't do 60% of my work, when I knew that I felt that I was going to be on academic probation, man, I brought my grades up. See, in college, I made the best out of it. But I knew that I could manipulate their system. And that's the reason why, look at their grants. They want to cut out funds and all this shit, man. They don't want to give us nothing, man. Then you look on Facebook, right? They got all these settlements, right? All these diabetics. They got for a lawsuit settlement, right? They got cancer. If you got thyroid cancer or any bladder cancer or something had to do with cancer, you gonna let if you got cancer, you're gonna die. And they want to give you a settlement, man. Give us our you know what I mean, our recreation. Give us our restitution. Stop playing with us. I know a lot of people is filling out these settlement papers, man. Let's give her our fucking restitution, man. Call it a fucking day, man. You know what I mean? They got all these fucking lawsuits, man. All you can go on Facebook, man, and just go on and scroll through Facebook, and you see all these fucking settlements they got. Like they giving something away. Like they giving something to us. Man, they need to give us one thing. Give us our restitution and send us our way, man. See, we don't want to be a slave to white folk. We don't want to work for white folk. We don't want to be working these jobs for white folk. Our fathers did the labor already. We should be fed up with white America and they stupidity. We should be fed up with their shit.
And they also knew I went out to visit some people at the club that I own, pretty nearby on the Potomac River. And no, I've been very active actually over the weekend. I didn't hear that one. That's pretty serious stuff. Well, it's fake news. You know, it's so fake. That's why the media has so little credibility. I knew that you were saying, like, is he okay? How's he feeling? What's wrong? I said, I just left. And it's also sort of a longer weekend, you know, it's Labor Day weekend. So I would say a lot of people know I was very active this Labor Day. I had heard that, but I didn't hear it to that extent. Go ahead, Peter.
We know this country has a huge problem with school shootings. You said that you were open to sending the National Guard pretty much anywhere. Would you ever consider sending arms?
If they talking about shootings, you know, we got shootings going on throughout America. We got the dumbass FBI, the CIA, the Homeland Security, detective. You got all these dumb people here, but these gruesome, savage acts is right between their eyes and ears. America has become a cursed country. Every second of the day you see it. America is becoming cursed. The people are wanting to leave this motherfucker. The people are saying, you know what I mean? America, free us. You see? The people, man, look, people that's here want to leave America. And the people that's coming from the inside, looking at the inside of America, they don't even want to get in the inside, because the people that's looking from the inside, they want to leave now. And now you got the majority people that's on the outside, they are planning to say, well, we ain't coming back here. Yeah, white folks is looking at, man, some white folks is leaving America, man. Leaving this motherfucker. Because what they doing next is going to start being, they're going to start trying to make this motherfucker very, very unaffordable. The cost of living is going to be, you see the cost of living right now. They're going to make it unaffordable for you, man. So why not check out? But first of all, give us something that we can check out with. Y'all thieves. Y'all fucking stole the land, man. Y'all are fucking thieves. And you got to pay there's consequences, man. There's a tab going to be put right on your arm, and you got a tab. You brighten up for the day. I don't feel sorry, man. Just don't feel sorry, man. People be thinking, hey man, this man, he's speaking hate teachings. He's racist, and man, if you feel like that, then go somewhere else. If that's how you feel. Cause I'm not gonna I'm not gonna change just because motherfucker want me to change. Look, man, I have a big ass fucking heart, and this big heart I speak from, and I'm not afraid to speak out of my heart, man, what's right. I don't give a damn what people say. I don't give a damn what people feel, what they think. Fuck them. Your mama don't have a heart. Cause your mama, you fell on your head while your mama had you in her room. You bastard. Yeah. Tell your mama that. Tell your mama why she had you upside down, nigga. You a deformed child, don't know shit, nigga. So I suggest you be quiet. Go on to another life you don't like this one. Cause when your mama was birthing you, you was upside down in your mama's room, you bastard.
Plus to this, Chicago is a hellhole right now. Baltimore is a hellhole right now. Parts of Los Angeles are terrible. If we didn't put out the fires, and I mean the other fires, the bullet fires, they didn't do a good job with. They should have had the water coming down, like I said. You know, we had to release the water. We had to go in and release the water to LA. It's so badly run. But if I didn't send the National Guard into Los Angeles, I would be making an announcement today. I'd be talking about Huntsville, and I'd simultaneously be saying, by the way, the Olympics is not coming.
Now let me say this. Yeah, there's violence in America, man, but don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot because I'm telling you what's right. Y'all don't see how this man trying to this look, man, he's not saving American people. He's not in the heart of American people. We'll thought that we'll actually be thinking, see, look, man, he wants you to believe what he was saying, you know what I mean, about Iran, Muslims is terrorizing the United States. Right? They say all this stuff, right? But now they're deploying National Guards on American citizens. See, this thing don't have nothing to do with Iran and Gaza. It don't have nothing to do with Iran and Israel. This don't have nothing to do with what's going on in the Middle East, man. This got something to do how Trump was going to send the National Guards, how they were going to declare this martial law, man. See, y'all want to shoot up. See, this is how they think. Y'all want to continue to shoot up everything. Y'all want to continue Chicago. Y'all want to continue to, you know what I mean, do this black on black crime killing. He said, I'm going to send the National Guards. Meanwhile, there's killing going on everywhere, though. He's not sending the National Guards where all the killings is happening. They're not even, see, as being the political leader, we have political issues when it comes to police brutality, like crimes that's happened in Colorado, police hateful crimes on black people, man. So when it comes to that history repeating itself, I don't have no sympathy with what God's coming to do, man. When people when they losing their homes and stuff, God's going into the suburban areas. You know, shit, where black folks, just think about it. Black folks that I grew up with, they couldn't afford living in the suburbs, man. They made that mainly for white folks. A nigga get lucky if you see a few niggas living in the suburb, man. You know what I mean? Because black people that I know today was living in the projects, man. Low income. Come on, man. And I had a brother the other day was trying to put me on blast. Oh, man, get your money right, man. You need to get your money right, man. Get your money right, man. And get your, man, come on, man. If it was like that, then we can get the things that we always was looking for. Shit. Just think about how many black people live in the suburbs, man. White folks, man, live in the suburbs, man. Black people was living in the fucking projects, man. Let's just be honest, man. You know what I mean? But they getting every blues now. You see, they getting every blues, and you want me to feel sorry. They're getting every blues now. Now they found what it's like, man. We knew what it's like when we living through poverty. You know what I mean? We went through poverty, won't. They didn't. They didn't see what poverty was. Now they getting a glimpse of it. They getting a good glimpse of it. A lot of them losing their homes, man. And they crying and shit, man. Come on, man. Man, look, man. Why should you feel sorry? Ain't no need to fucking feel sorry. Because God said what goes around comes around. As thou hast done, so shall it be done to you. A man weak what he sow. Treat others as you would want them to treat you. Do to others as you would want them to do to you.
Got the job through woke, but wasn't strong enough to lift the gun out of the holster, etc., etc. Now, I looked at the police, as you know, last week I went over, we had a meeting with, there had to be 300 people, and they were all very impressive looking. And when the bad guys see them, they're not going to do a thing. And so I'm very proud of Washington. It serves as a template, and we're going to do it elsewhere. But Chicago is certainly going to be high. I would love to have Tim Paul. I would love the governor, Illinois. Be honored to take his call. All he has to do is say, "Sir, we need help. It's out of control." And everyone knows it is. He's not kidding anyone. I would love to have, I would say, Governor Moore call, because I watched him over the weekend trying to explain that Baltimore, what they need is housing. No, they don't need housing. They need to get rid of the criminals. These are hardcore criminals. You know, we took many people off the streets of Washington, D.C. They're hardcore. They're not going to be good. In 10 years, in 20 years, in 2 years, they're going to be criminals. They were born to be criminals, frankly. They were born to be criminals. And they're tough and mean. And they'll cut your throat. And they won't even think about it the next day. They won't even remember that they did it. And when
Look, I understand. He said hard work will make you successful. Speaking this truth, man, will set us free. Speaking on this truth about how America hated black people here, and that black people don't have no equal rights unless, you know what I mean, unless you follow their form of policies, unless you are a sissy pie, Uncle Tom, a white man bootlicker, unless you one of them, you know what I mean? I don't even, look, man, look, we're not treated the same. Because you see one shade's lighter than the other, man. I'm gonna say it like this: we not treated the same, man. We're not treated the same. We was never treated the same. You know how they did us in the South? They didn't treat us no more worse than they did in the North, in North America. Come on, man. This in the South, this look in the South. In the South we had it real worse. Just look at the living situations, man. This thing that how black people have to live in a worse living condition, man. Some people have to live in a place that's boarded up, place stinking. You know what I mean? Some people suffering from malnutrition, all behind this wicked devil wanting to do the ill he can. You should see in the South, man. I hear stories in the South, man, how black people have to pick up their mails. They have to go, you know what I mean, in the drugstore. And as the post carrier bring their mail to the other side of the door, as you think he's doing a favor. You should see how they treat it like dogs. You should see how they wait in long line for their mail, man. Treat it like dogs for a piece of mail that they've been waiting on. You got to go into these stores to get your mail, man. Come on, man. All behind this evil demon want to do all the ill he can. lot of people living in boarded places, stinking places. And you mean to tell me that they want to, you know what I mean, they taking out all the homeless off the street? You ain't got nowhere to put them. You don't, because if you have somewhere to put them, you already had a plan to put a lot of these homeless into shelter. America, look, man, they got so much money be passed around. You would think that they got enough money to wipe their asshole with to take care of the needs of the people, man. You would think that today they got way enough money to take care of homeless people, put them in shelter, help them, help keep the public assistance alive for homeless people that don't have nowhere to go. You know, I'm totally in disagreement with this man Trump, man. And when we start seeing things start backfire, we start seeing things. I don't want people crying to me. Don't tell me a motherfucking thing, because what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make another video and put it right out in your face and tell you, word for word, tell you that I told you so.
Most of it is coming because of tariffs. And if for some reason somebody wanted to be politically correct, I actually think it's unpolitically correct. I think politically correct is to approve it, because there's nothing so popular as what's happened to our country. Our country is doing so well, but we had a liberal court gave us a very shocking ruling, and that ruling is basically saying that the trillions of dollars that are pouring into our country, putting us in a position like no country is anywhere in the world, that they'd like to see us that taken away. By the way, a lot of the people behind that lawsuit, that particular, are from foreign countries. That's my understanding.
There's a video that is circulating online now of the White House where a window is open to the rest of the air. Somebody is throwing a big bag out the window. Can you see this?
No, that's probably AI. So, you can't.
So you sitting here want me to believe what you saying, my brother? You saying homeless people have a shelter everywhere in the United States, right? A lot of homeless people stay in the streets. This don't cover, them shelters don't cover the whole entire United States, man. So you mean to tell me all of these people are sheltered? I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. There's people staying in the streets, man. But what I'm trying to say, they got enough money to have shelter for every homeless people that's staying in the streets. You know what I mean? I don't believe what you're saying, brother, because there's people that I pass by every day that's out there that's living in tents, matter of fact. But you saying shelter. Not everyone can get shelter. Not everyone be qualified to have a shelter. And then you get half of those people that don't even want to probably live in the shelter. You see? But what I'm trying to say here, people living situations starting to change, man. Because just think how a lot of people rely on public assistance. They want to put you in one big ass shelter room and shelter you, say you can't go out. You got a curfew. Just think, man. You can't roam around. Nah, it's none of that no more. You're gonna be in a sheltered place with a lot of other people. That's the martial law that I'm talking about. That's the reason why Trump wants to resegregate America. That's the martial law saying. But y'all now peeping the play.
And open, thrive, and survive even. And I gave him credit. I said, you know what? That took a lot of courage for him to do it, because you don't see that often.
The question is, I imagine, suspect you're going to let off
Well, we already have, yeah. In fact, we're doing something else. We're going to be going to this, what we think tomorrow, because we need an early decision.
Thank you guys for tuning in, man. I'm finna wrap it here, man. Got a lot of things to catch up I got to do. I'll see y'all in the next rip. More updates, please stay subscribed. We out.